Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Wagwan family, no good. Manners and respect. Now, when I hear me good. Now, tonight we're going to talk about some crime that happened in Jamaica. People, we cannot act numb to the crime. The crime are going to Jamaica. Bad people. Bad in our school, outside our school. I scare the students them. And we're going to talk to Herb Nelson tonight. We will have Herb Nelson Jr. on this platform tonight. Herb come talk about crime. Because enough crime are going on. And Herb, just coming from Jamaica, so Herb have a fresh insight of our crime problem in Jamaica. So Herb Nelson will be on shortly, family. Now, people, it don't look like them I do nothing about crime. And if I'm wrong, tell me say I'm wrong. They act like say them a fight crime and then swap happen, but me not see them a fight no crime, people. If you see them a fight no crimes, anyway, you let me know. So many people, returning residents, scared to come to Jamaica. People don't want to touch yard. People don't want to go to Jamaica right now because of the crime. The crime is too much, people. So we're going to talk about it. Now, before me go there, we're going to play some clip for you. I'm one of the guys. Listen to what I'm going here. Yeah? Jaja. Watch this. This is sure it says a lawless country. I play this for you the other day. This is the first clip I'm going to play tonight. Watch this again.
What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't pay my mind, man. You don't know. I don't say him wrong already. So you about to pay in my mind. You just do where you feel. You just do where you feel.
Now, if you have the proof, so when the police come,
You can show them.
yes.
I'm a madman, you know.
Like Pratchett man bus.
The same man and the driver.
Yeah, when we
The one that drive that.
And you can stand up in front of
Lawlessness, people. Man, don't pray the police, no way.
Now him a run down the bus. Police are here. Mr. Officer.
Passenger bus, look for it. Passenger in a bus, look for one. Lawlessness,
Big passenger in the bus. Look, passenger. Oh, see me now. Where am up to now? Watch your boy. Watch your driver. Why? No, yeah, man, go down to police station. No, man. Alive.
no Christopher. Me no go on yet, you know. Tomorrow morning,
Watch your
9 lights
Jesus.
before day. You say, you know what, me I stay a little bit longer one day. Tomorrow morning. Look on that, people.
Lord Jesus.
Lawlessness, people.
Jesus.
No law.
Watch your.
No law.
Excuse me, me come out of this. Excuse Watch ya, watch ya. Watch ya. Stalin. That bandit, that buster wrong. Yeah. No, him that get stabbed. Watch ya.
Black road like bad man. This part you can do that. Just black road. Big old bus.
Driver in Likia.
No Pritzville, Nugent. Man has a respect, Mr. Nugent.
But him wrong and
Where's the drive going?
look where me reach and left forward. Come driver, take way up back here.
Everybody a bad man. Everybody want to kill somebody.
Road, traffic. Traffic.
In a derrick, guys, free up your road. Why we not see the police that come?
Police?
When you call 911, cause the road need for free up.
Free up your road, do not block up the place, so you can't block up the road. Come back, lad.
Come out and say you, kill your dog.
No, no kill him. I'm a yard gate.
I said, "Boy, kill you."
You don't know what's there. That one they wrong. That push you see. You know see my child is
No blood right here, so. Not can be gate. No blood, no blood. No blood, yes, so. No blood.
Mash up the man.
Sir, why not call police for the phone? A police alone can start out this right now, you know. You did your call, boss. Call police for the phone.
See me wrong.
Let me
Map
call
ice brick for
You have credit for call 119?
You're not tell the driver for easy yourself. You're not tell the driver for easy yourself. Are you there for the bus as a doctor, you? And me I tell girl I say for easy.
Yes, you say wrong though. Yes, you say wrong.
You know say your sister wrong, you know. You know say boy wrong, you know. Just come talk to me. Alright, just come talk to me about the bus now, you. Hear me tell you, hear me tell you, say boy wrong, you know. Alright, come chat to me.
No police, no way. Any man ever shoot up?
Bad man, come chat to me about the bus and the station or anything, pussy. Batty boy, you come and chat about soda. Batty boy, I want to tell you, come leave the bus and tell me fuck you.
Police them a come, squaddy them a come now.
Alive, ready?
Pussy, yes,
Alive, ready.
you, just come chat to me about the bus. That me I tell you that.
Calm down, officer.
Come chat to me.
People, everybody want to kill. We can't reason out stuff no more as Jamaicans. Everyone want to do a dirt somebody. Man in my house, I threaten people allowed. Because no repercussions. A man can just threaten your life. So, well guys, we have a piece of community service announcement to let you guys hear. And more you guys share them video here, you know. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this good.
Good morning, everyone. Shareholders, everyone, good morning to each and every one. This is a update and a reminder to every driver who driving on the road. So I finished work this morning about 3:15, 3:20, somewhere there. When I drive out from the Rio Resort and come straight across the road, heading up in Iron Shore, when I come at the roundabout where Dr. Harris Chang Boulevard, I discover 4 persons in the road in vests and plain clothes. I say, with them a police, I do so this time of morning. However, I step out in the road and pull me up. And I pull up. And the said police switch out the vehicle and step from the vehicle. So I say, excuse me? He start with some dirty words. So I kiss my teeth and I say, guess what? Idiot, see me. I say, catch me if I go up there, so I just sped off. I go up at the checkpoint, because I know him can't follow me if I go up there, so. Because if me a driver go up there and I try to pass me, I go bank him. When I reach the checkpoint, before I go up, I start blow me on and flash my lights. So 2 of the members of the JDF step out and I tell them what I go on. So they allow me to come through the checkpoint and pull up through the barrier and pull up. And they all look out. No, we cannot see that vehicle coming. No. So you know what? Those guys are not police officers. They are posing as if they are police. Christmas is coming. We have to be on our queue where this perpetrator is concerned. And I'm going to be frank with everyone. Even if I am driving and I identify a police service vehicle at certain location which is not appropriate, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to somewhere where a person is, where more safer for me to stop, because guess what? In a must be police based on what is happening nowadays. So I'm just giving everyone you this morning this lowdown to be on your P and your Q when you're going home. Don't just exit your vehicle like that if you have to open your gate. Don't just drive in like that. View your surrounding before you do anything. View your surrounding. If you have camera at home, view your camera while you're on your way home. For those who have camera on your phone, it is very, very important.
When I hear that, family, when I hear that, so basically, these guys are not far from the checkpoint. 4 men in a vest and plain clothes. So they are telling us to come out of the vehicle. Can you imagine how much people them stop and them comply and they are not here today? We can't find our loved ones. Huh? Can you imagine how much female them take out a vehicle, male we can't find down the road from the checkpoint? But listen this, guys. May I read something for you? Yeah? Remember, we're going to have Herb Nelson Jr. He might come from Jamaica and he might have some new insight on crime and what's going on in Jamaica. Watch this. Scary for students. Criminal strike in the vicinity of 2 schools within minutes. Gunmen struck twice in the vicinity of schools in Manchester and the corporate area within minutes Friday morning, disrupting classes and raising fresh concerns about the lack of regard for the nation's educational institutions. Students, teachers, and administrators, as the heartless gunman fatally shot a bus driver on the compound of Homewood Technical High School in northeast Manchester about 8 a.m. Can you imagine the amount of students dead so? As news of the incident spread, reports emerged that a male driver had been fatally shot outside the gates of Russell Primary School and Ricketts Avenue in East Central Street, East Central St. Andrew, just before 9 a.m. Wow. It's about almost the same time. Different schools. Right before they pitted them. These guys don't care. The 2 shootings sparked calls for enhanced security measures to safeguard the country's educational institutions by opposition spokesman on education Damien Crawford, while a distressed director of education services in Region 5, Susan Nelson Smith, lamented the impact these incidents are having on the nation's children, some of whom witnessed the killings. Of course. Can you imagine what's going on here, people? Crime is out of control. Crime is out of control. Can you imagine? What happened? These kids, the kids, school them and come in at the morning, you know. So I'm thinking, both drivers, different compound. Right. Now, people, Jamaica, we can't live so. Jamaica, we can't live so. May I tell you so, we can't live so. Nothing I do about crime in Jamaica. Nothing is being done about crime in Jamaica. I said this over and over. If you want to sit on crime, you want to make me know. Nothing I done about crime in Jamaica. Peer chattings people in a school. How far we are going with this? How far we are going with this? Come on, man. Look, this is something right there, so. This is wrong. People, can you imagine? It's bad, man. Let me read something for you guys. I read an article. I'll read an article for you guys real quick. Tell you what going on our place. Why is Latin America the world's most violent region? An apparently simple question calling for the complex answers by Professor Nicholas persons. Latin America is home to some of the world's most beautiful landscapes and vibrant cultures, but it also carries the unfortunate title of being the most violent region on Earth. With only 8% of the global population, the region accounts for a staggering 1/3 of the world's homicides. But why? What drives the unprecedented levels of violence that ravage countries from the Caribbean to the Southern Cone? This post digs into the complex web of factors, historical, economic, social, and political, that fuel the violence in Latin America, challenging the simple answers and uncovering the deeply rooted causes that continue to plague the region today. It is a simple question, yet answer is incredibly complex. Key facts about violence in Latin America. In Latin America and the Caribbean, the homicide rate is 3 times higher than the global average, 5.6% per 1,000 inhabitants, and 50% of homicides are associated with organized crimes, compared to 24% in the rest of the world. LAC is the only region where homicide is the main cause of death, accounting for 52%. In the rest of the world, disease and accidents top the list. In Latin America, people kill each other. Unsurprisingly, the region is home to 8 out of 10 most violent countries in the world. About 40 of the 50 most dangerous cities are located in Latin America and the Caribbean. Concerns about crime has increased since the pandemic, with regional surveys revealing the prevalence of crime and insecurity as the main challenge facing their country. Some countries are more violent than others. There is a wide disparity in homicide data in the region. While several Caribbean countries witness homicide rates in excess of 30 per 100,000 in 2023, other countries such as including Chile and Peru have rates of under 10% per 100,000, even if both countries have recently witnessed an uptick in homicides. Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico, which together host around 60% of the region's population, account for 70% of the region's homicide. While the median homicide rate in the region has been generally stable over the past decade, there have been important variation over the time. In some countries, see figure below, blah, blah, blah. People and go on, and it's the Caribbean and people. I have to go read this one day. I have to go read this one day. I have to go read this one day. I'm going to know what I go on and the root cause of all of these things, because there is a root cause for all of these things in the people. I always see where I go through. There is a root cause for all of these things in the Caribbean and Latin America. So identify the root of violence in Latin America. Violent crime and insecurity in LAC stem from a constellation of domestic and external factors. You hear that? Factors from outside and factors inside. The region has a long history of political violence, civil wars, past authoritarian rule, and pervasive corruption, all of which have undermined the rule of law and hampered economic and social development in the region. In a report released this week, the IMF notes that ever since colonial times, different layers of violence, political violence, civil wars, organized crime, state violence, targeted violence against specific socio-economic groups such as indigenous, LGBTQ+ communities, women have intersected and mutually intensified. These layers have produced mass killings, targeted assassinations, forced disappearance, and human rights abuse. When state institutions do not adequately protect citizens, guard against corruption, or provide access to justice, when markets do not provide job opportunities, or when communities have lost social cohesion, the likelihood of violent conflict increases. People so to see what I want to say without even going further and nothing by the way, you know. People, let me tell you something. Enough things strangle us as a people, must I tell you people. There are so many things that really strangle us as a people when it comes to we moving forward in life. So many people have them boots for our goddamn neck. Yeah? And then we have domestic. We have the politician. Yeah? And we have them just get fat. They're not busy about nothing around them because our money provide them security. Do you understand me, people? Our politicians are like fat. Our money provide them security. We are about crime. There are so many people who build them house in Jamaica after you run the left it. So many people. Look at this piece of killing in us. So it's just like there's a dark shadow over Jamaica. 17-year-old brother killed in St. Andrew. 17-year-old, you know, gone like that. The police are probing the circumstances around the death of a 17-year-old who was reportedly attacked at the intersection of Ashley Road and Burke Road in St. Andrew on Friday. Just like that. Just like that in God. The place I get too violent, man. And with the music we will constantly allow the youth them to listen to. How that's going to be good? Think about that. How is that going to be good? The music that we are listening to. Now, this is another case. The police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of an unidentified man whose body was found in an abandoned building in Above Rocks, St. Catherine on Saturday. Appear dark thing I go on in my country. Something I go on there like, and the death I go on like, nobody not pay no mind. Like, oh, well, let's move on. Next. And the people not pay attention. The youth them not born. Because the young people now have picnic like first time. Gen Z, some of them say they don't want a picnic. While some of them who want picnic, them sterile and can't have no picnic, and I don't know why. Nothing we are eat and nothing because, boy. Then we are kill out each other. So that means enough we are dead more than what we are give birth to. What is going on here, people? Yeah? So this man get dirt off and drop off him child at school. These are the things surrounding the schools. In Jamaica, we just talk about two different schools. I read for you a while ago. There's another case about some robbery at a school. I saw that in the paper. That is false alarm because I read a story coming from the principal of the school who is saying the robbery occurred at another location. It's not on the school compound. That's what that principal is saying about that story going about the robbery at the school. That story is false according to I read that according to the principal of the school. But two different school, you know what happened. Right before picnic. One right before 9, one like about 8:30-ish. So in about almost the same time, just minutes apart, two different schools, two driver got shot. Think about that. While the kids them stand up and look. Let me read another story. Traumatizing. Man killed after dropping off child at school. Frightened students and teachers at the Russell Primary School in St. Andrew. This is the one. Russ sent home early Friday following the dirtying of a parent just outside the school gate. Wow. Although happy to head home after the traumatizing incident, some students were disappointed that Crocs and Socks Day, a fun activity that ended in them voting for the student wearing the best Crocs and socks, had to be postponed. The Jamaica Observer was told that the parents were asked to pick up their children immediately after the deadly shooting. I got a message in the WhatsApp group that I should come for my child because someone got dirt at the school gate, one man told the Observer. The victim, 36-year-old Deshaun Neary, had just arrived at the school when he was pounced upon and cornered up multiple times. The murder was committed approximately 10 minutes before 9 a.m., according to the police. Very few children witnessed the dirting. The Jamaica Observer was told, due to the fact that they were already in their classrooms, however, parents and residents from the Russell Road area said that they were traumatized, especially because this was the second incident of that kind just outside the school in less than a month. Wow. Wow. In October, a man had gone to pick up his child, was dirt on the school compound by a gunman. Imagine the children are at school and you come and do that. I am traumatized, one woman said. I heard around 8 loud explosions. A man at the same time called the gunman callous for carrying out that dirting near the school. The man them need to stop kill people and the school them. At the school them, this is madness, the man said. A woman who lives near the school said the shooting left her traumatized. So many adults traumatized. Tell me about the kids them. I was in my house when I heard the shots and I came out. The way all the shots sounded, I knew that someone definitely got cornered up. I was a young Rasta youth who come drop off the picnic them. He died with the car keys in his hands, she said. Meanwhile, a man said people should not be dropping off children at school if they know that they are mixed up in certain activities. When they mix up, you are not to carry children to school. The man who died last month, people said he was a Don. If you are mixed up, you must hold your corner. Many times, if you don't put yourself in the position to get shot, you are not going to get it, especially in front of a school gate, he said. Superintendent Damian Manders, commanding officer of the St. Andrews South Police Division, said detectives have not ascertained a motive for the murder, but share that they were following a lead. He said his division is collaborating with the St. Andrew North Police to crack the case. We were called about the blah blah blah. I know I hear from police because no found not tell lie, you know. This is what I'm talking about. We are trying our best to reassure the school, my community, safety and security team is also working with them to provide. Come on, police. Not now going to the country when it comes to crime. All the talk on our talk. Not now going when it comes to crime. You know, see it? So they call for. So basically, Damian Crawford says something. I like what Damian Crawford said. Opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, urged the government to take immediate and comprehensive action to protect the nation's children and school staff from violent crimes. We are calling for the introduction of a new law to establish safe spaces around key institutions. People, what do you think about that? Such as schools, hospitals, and transport terminals. These safe spaces would mandate scheduled police patrols, ensuring a consistent and visible law enforcement presence. Furthermore, we propose that any crime committed within a 400-meter radius, these safe spaces be subjected to significantly harsher penalties to deter criminal activity near these critical facilities, said Crawford. I agree with Crawford because that's what they do a foreigner. You have school zone. School zone is no drugs, no gun zone. So if you're caught with drugs and gun within the school zone, you know what's going to happen to you. Talk to people. You know, terminal and all the places where you hear them and talk about. Certain zones supposed to be, you know, clear of certain things. And why the police are not, why the police are not outside school. Me ask. Because up here some past school people up here so, right? A foreigner so. Them look high school and all them school there, police out there. And everybody knows so when you pass school, the speed limit is 15 miles per hour. When you see that orange light start flash, especially down in Florida, 15 miles per hour. And the people abide by it. The people abide by it. Sometimes people may drive and don't even remember. But you see the light start blink. The orange light is everybody starts slow up. It's the right why everybody had go so slow. But a school hours. 15 miles per hour. You always have police post outside school, inside school, people and school compound. A roadside and look out, make sure say you're not speed and all them thing there. You always, everybody know that, a foreign. Anyway, you see the school, them expect police close by. So how come we can't have that at Jamaica? So many things are going on the road them with the youth them and come out of school. How come we can't have police? Police don't out, look here, man. Police know when a school hours, you know. When picnic go to school, when them are come off. Where is the protection for the youth them there? You want them to say police too busy at chase down girl at Jamaica and a right taxi man ticket. When you can't go to school gate couple of uno, go make sure so the traffic can move right. Nobody now speed and you them safe. Eh? What is this? Come on, man. Come on, man. You tell me what I want, people. You tell me. Eh? You tell me what I want till them a man have so much balls. Till them down the road from where the spot check there, you know. The man them down the road from where the roadblock there. Police them have a roadblock. Police and soldier, joint military, police and military checkpoint. And the man say, 4 man in a plain clothes, in a vest. 4 man in a plain clothes, in a vest, family. People. No. They're going to bring up Herb Nelson. Yeah, I'm going to bring up Herb Nelson Jr. in the studio, people, because we're going to talk about crime. Herb, are you here?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I've been having problems with my my desktop, so I'm rebooting it right now as we speak. So that's why I've been running about 10 minutes behind, brother. But listen, I was twice in the last 2 months. I went down on the island, and I was getting a taste of what may be to come. The thing that has been startling to me has been the numbers of mass killings over the last 6 months. People not shooting one here, one there anymore. Communities, and it's payback time. They're taking out a lot of people. I spoke about it at one of our meetings when I was down there. And what's really touching to a lot of people and troubling is the shootings out in East Kingston and Rockford, where the guys them came in, deliberately pump a bunch of lead into the crowd, and then walked up to the people that they wanted to target to make sure that they were dead and shoot them in the head.
Wow.
And the kids were watching that, Carlos. I mean, it made me ask myself, and I sent you a couple of things tonight where a group I'm in, we are talking amongst ourselves. We're not arguing. But they're saying no, that the only way things going to change is if people in the diaspora come back in great numbers, reclaim the island. Now, I can't see that happening and giving relief to the people who are living there, right? I've said for a long time, with all the protests we are running here in the US, Florida, New York, Washington, and then across in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that thing has done is temporarily give a false hope to people who are in need, people who need it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then what happened in Canada just made everything fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And to see the way people attack myself and the good captain, Francis,
Mm-hmm.
you could not told me that for somebody like myself who volunteer my time in the diaspora, in everything I do, I volunteer my time and I spend my own retirement money to go from point A to B to C. I participate in all the programs that I can when I go down to Jamaica. But then going there and giving away soccer balls to different communities is not cutting it either. Today, I spoke to the superintendent of police that is in charge of the Project Star program, right? The first one,
Mm-hmm.
because he gave me the name of the other guy who is running things. Superintendent Bershford Williams, it ran the first Project Star successfully. And right now, what I proposed to him, and I had Newton James, Suki James, he's Jamaica's top black belt, full contact karate person. He has a 10th degree black belt. He's in the Japanese Karate Hall of Fame. And he has said to Williams, look, we will come in there and try to teach these young people the martial arts and the discipline of martial arts. And believe me, brother, it's a discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have ever done it in your past or you're currently doing it, those people understand what I'm talking about. Soccer, football is a discipline. Playing music, learning your scales and all that stuff, it's a discipline, right? The martial arts, these guys, Carlos, are full contact. They're not the touch or the fake or anything like that. No. We had a tournament down there, like I think around 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It was full contact. And people were tripping out the fact that these guys were actually striking each other and going for crippling blows. But the fact is, when you're well trained, you know how to defend yourself. It's the other guy, whether he's holding a gun, a knife, a stick, or machete, they feel very sure coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
And the martial artist is able to relax and choose the most opportunistic moment to deliver that
we have
shot.
Dr. Francis with us. We have Dr. Francis. We are bringing him to the studio.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You guys gonna live right.
Is he on? Yeah.
See that you're live. Yes.
What's up, Doc?
Dr. Francis.
Yes.
Yes, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well now that I see you, and you know, I was wondering I was going to call you to cuss you, but I decided not to.
Glad to see you, my brother. Glad to see you.
It's good. It's just that let me just tell you, I've been going through radiation treatment as a preventative measure, and trust me, I didn't know, and Herb didn't tell me that this is a very taxing thing. When you get up off the bench, and it doesn't last very long, you know, but it affects you for that entire period. You know, and but yeah, otherwise I'm good. I can't complain. No, so I've been basically resting, but I'm good. It's not they're not doing.
Well, dog. Just for general information, there are some targeted treatments out there now because they're finding out that radiation is burning up good and bad cells together.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So the more targeted treatment like proton treatment and stuff like that, people need to do their research before they start any kind of cancer treatment to see what is effective as a targeted treatment. I mean, that a lot of our people are not told that. They just tell them to go with the cheapest method, which usually is the radiation.
No,
right?
well, let me say this.
Or the other one that make you sick.
Oh, you mean the chemo? Let me explain now.
Chemo, yeah.
They have no evidence of anything in me. All this is a preventive. It takes 10 minutes per day. But I'm saying even that 10 minutes is significant, okay? So, and this is a group, my people that I go to, there's a group of specialists, maybe about 10 or 12 of them. And, you know, it's like a round robin thing, and they decide, you know, and this is what is going on now. And they're doing a good job there. But yes, I will mention to them when I go back on Monday. But I'm just saying, just 5 minutes on the specific area itself, just right here, and these two things right there. That's it, nothing else. And it's not like an all body things, just one specific area, 10 minutes. That's it. So, and it says it's preventative, and so far, what can I tell you? Okay, I'm all right though. But I will definitely follow your lead and ask him when I go there tomorrow. I'm seeing the doctor tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
I think our people need to know there are better methodologies out there, and they need to focus on research and finding out what's the latest and greatest.
I'll make a note of it and tell Dr. Klein tomorrow when I see him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. Listen. So here's it. It's good to see you, Carlos. I thank you. You see, I have a nice haircut. You got a haircut since I last saw you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I noticed. You look like Herb now. You don't look like my son no more. You look like Herb.
Herb look fresh.
Yes, Herb.
So listen, the wife trimmed my beard for me, and I trim my hair myself.
Okay.
So you know, and believe it or not, it was shorter than this when I went down to the island this last couple weeks ago. Yeah. But,
wonderful. Well,
you know, you got to change your image sometime.
Yeah, excellent. So look, Carlos, the background will have your background, just the current background that we have now.
What, this background?
Yeah, the background that you have there. Yes, for the thing too.
No, this is Jamaica Carlos TV.
Okay, fine. So how will we? So are we gonna start the call to action on your and then go to how are we gonna do it?
How they want it, man. Look at what they want. It's up to. It's up to you.
Well, yeah, we need to have the call to action.
I'm always open. You know, I'm always willing.
Oh, by the way,
I'm switching to my desktop now. Carl.
Okay, go ahead. I can't switch to my desktop. No, I don't know how to do that. Unless I can use that same stream.
Yeah,
one of those.
Mute one of the mic.
I'm trying. There you go.
Yeah. What are the device? Which one? Turn off the mic on one of the device.
Okay, all right,
let's turn off the mic. Look for the mic. In next to the camera.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I can go. It's StreamYard. I can go on, but I will not have a background then.
So you have two camera now, Herb. Which one do you want me to take off?
No. I'm coming off of the cell phone.
All right.
I'm trying to shut it down now, but it thing stubborn.
So
I'm off.
yeah, he's off. No, the one thing, Carlos. So what?
All right,
All right, I'm off the cell phone now.
Yeah.
So the background, will you control the background, Carlos, or what?
Yeah, but we talk off here. Yeah,
Okay.
me tell you about that.
What we can start certainly with the call to action on the right here where we are, and then you can switch, to make it specifically call to action depending on how you work it, right?
Yes.
Because by the way, people have successfully been able to deposit some funds I have to tell you 2 reports. I'm glad you're here. Funds to the call to action Zelle has gone in, okay? All right? Money coming in there. I donated something like $200. And I'm not asking about, I just was in it before, right? And I think Commissioner Joy put in some money in there. So anyway, you have to check Debbie because she has access to it as well. Because she knows what's going on. Just want to let you know. And also, I got a response from the corporations, the Florida Department of Corporations. Guess what those guys did? They closed the company before they told us to do what we had to do. So we have to do it all over again. Are you listening to what I just said?
Yeah.
But wait a second, Doc. He did not have the authority to do that because neither
they
you
sent in
or
3 letters. Listen to me. I am not talking about authority. I'm telling you what, I have the written letter here. I can read it to you from the department. And I read this. I went on Sunbiz last night and we talked. In other words, we are no longer on the lights. I'm going to go in my office because I don't want to disturb my wife. So I'm going to go in my office.
Let me take the time out to address some people in the comment section tonight. I'm blessing up. We have people in the comment section tonight. Big up Colin, James, Christopher Campbell. Wagwan, my brother. Manners and respect. I'm not going to road it, man. Trust me. Tomorrow I'm gone. Tomorrow morning, and I will take you guys there. I will go live on Jamaican Carlos TV and the Woodshed. My next channel named the Woodshed. I'm gonna take you guys here across this country. And I'll take you guys with me tomorrow. Big up Fritz Ray Nugent. Dr. Francis, mute your microphone, please. You're banging and slamming doors. Ron Wanless, manners and respect. Les Brown, Larkland, manners and respect to each and every one to take the time out as a Chrissy Fusion. We like that name there, Chrissy Fusion, manners and respect. Montague James Montague James. Fight strong there, bless up yourself. Sonia Ellis, bless up yourself, manners and respect. Big up to each and every one that is here in the live. Debbie Jervis, the moderator, you're there, manners and total respect to each and every one. You're there so tonight with us in the comment section. So, tonight we're there, so I talk about crime, I wanted to be clear talk about tonight because we read where we see gunman got several schools, Dr. Francis, in minutes apart, got shot driver and got shot parents at the next school. Big people traumatized. So you can imagine what happened to the kids. We see crime everywhere in Jamaica. So we there discuss it, and Herb does come from Jamaica, and they might tell me why must sit on the ground there and how him feel what go on the ground there. And I hit with there discuss. So I said, boy, make we include Dr. Francis. He might have something to say, I'm gonna short of words, my brother.
No, not never short of words. That's most important. Thank you very much for the opportunity. and welcome to everybody. I heard a lot of names there, Debbie. I'm glad you're on it. I can't see for myself right now, but I heard about Christopher too. I thought Christopher had flown to Mars or something. Yeah, we haven't heard. I haven't seen him or heard from him for a while.
He went to Africa and come back, man.
Oh yes, I know he went to Africa, but I call it Mars. I don't want to give out the Mars.
He sent me some beautiful pictures. And
Okay.
yeah,
Wonderful.
man. And while he was in Africa, him watching the show. And
Okay.
he's come on and yes, I sent me pictures.
Wonderful.
To show the audience. Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, and Herb has just come back from Jamaica, and I welcome him back. But I would say this to you that I'm well aware of what is happening in Jamaica, and I'm well aware that that a lot of people are now very, very focused on some of the things that we used to talk about in the quote unquote older call to action group, and they now know that we're speaking the truth. They now know that we cannot do it alone. The diaspora has to get involved. Every Jamaican who loves Jamaica, really and truly loves Jamaica, need to get involved in the whole process. And that's what we're doing. And let me see, for those persons who think that what they did to make us stumble, that we are stumbling, now we are stronger than ever because we now know exactly how to go about things and what to do and what not to do, so that the same thing could not recur. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because it is important that it is important that we understand that if you really love Jamaica, you're going to do whatever you can. I listened to a podcast the other evening with Usain Bolt, who is no longer in Jamaica, from what I understand. But he was in England doing a interview, and I mean, if I didn't feel the way I feel about Jamaica, I mean, he would have made me feel much more about, because that guy, every word he said, everything that he did, he was doing it for Jamaica.
Yeah.
And there's so many of us out there who are just like him. When the man said, when he started work running at age 13, 14, he did it for Jamaica. Right? When he did it, you know, he become the first man to do 1, 2, 3 in Olympic. He did it for Jamaica. So people must understand that there are people inside and outside Jamaica who want to see Jamaica go forward. Right? And we wanted to do so in the right way. All Jamaica, not just some Jamaicans, all of Jamaica. Right? And so it is very important that the people, right? Somebody saying, yes, they just said that the crime can be controlled. Of course it can be controlled. But the question is, who is going to gain and who's going to lose from the controlling of crime in Jamaica? That's the issue. And that's where corruption comes in. And corruption is not the what should I say, portfolio of the government alone. You know. There must be players elsewhere that are not in government that are allowing them or supporting their causes to do it. So in order to stop it, we have to get those players to either understand that what you're doing is not going to enhance the reputation of Jamaica, but it's going to make it worse. And one more thing I would say, when people, especially in the diaspora, come out and say they want to help stop, you know, giving, what shall I say, demonizing these people. Why am I saying that? Is it because of me? No. I'm saying it because if you let these guys, they just showed that people all around, influencers, can influence elections and influences all over the world. And it's the same thing in Jamaica. So you must encourage your brothers and sisters to support what is going on so long as it is truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So long as it is truthful. We don't want to make it up. We don't want to make up stories. Okay? And we don't want to necessarily, because somebody asked me the question the other day, can we really affect the Prime Minister? I said, why not? Why shouldn't we? He is also a citizen of Jamaica. And we are the ones who put him there. Okay? So if we really wanted the Prime Minister or any other person to do the right thing. We could, if they knew what the consequences were or are. Okay? So if we sit down there and we do nothing, then of course people will not be held accountable. But to be quite honest with you, I want to thank Carlos for constantly bringing this to the fore, like he's doing tonight. I want to thank Herb for the constant research that he has been doing to make sure it is brought to the public. And we're not going to stop bringing it to the public regardless of where we are. You know, we have lives too. And we want to be able to see, and we have friends and family and in Jamaica. I want to see everybody better. But so long, I'm going to close on this one. So long as we tell people that that person who is saying that is just a wicked person and they don't mean you any good, right? Because they are over here, and we're, so long as you believe that, I'm talking to the Jamaicans inside Jamaica now, right? So long as they believe that we're going to be unsafe. And there are Jamaicans over here too who believe that. So we need to have a common voice, one voice, both in the diaspora and in Jamaica. That's what I have to say, basically.
Yep. So, Herb, what's going on for the ground in Jamaica? When they're on there, how crime smell on the Herb? You say you've been on there twice in a few months. Quite an insight. Now you're Herb.
You're muted, Herb. You're muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I started addressing was basically the last mass shooting there was. Now, you have had mass shootings in Clarendon in August, 12 August. 8 people were killed, several injured. That was the worst mass shooting. I'm not sure if it's ever, but it's in modern day Jamaica. That's the worst mass shooting. 4 parts, Clarendon. And then the Westmoreland bar shooting in October, the 1st of October. 4 men were killed, 4 others injured, right? So what the point I was making before I got into the Rockford shooting, which happened on October 21st, 5 people were killed and 2 others injured during something that we advocate for, football as a team building and community building exercise, because like in Europe that they bring all the citizens out so you can see each other every weekend and you can rally around your football team and you can have discussions amongst yourselves, adult to adult and kids to kids, right? The incident happened in the Pleasant Heights community at a football game, and the trauma to these young kids that were present was watching the gunmen calmly go up after they shoot at the people that they wanted to kill, and they fall on the ground. They just calmly go up and shoot them in the head, right? And the kids, a lot of trauma to these kids, right? A lot of trauma to the adults also. And you have to, by now, think of the PTSD that exists in all of these communities in Jamaica.
True.
Right?
But I want to ask you a question, Herb.
Yeah.
What motivated them to do this? I mean, what could have motivated them to do this?
The 50-odd-year-old guy that they shoot, that they were after, is an old gangbanger. And apparently, it reminded me of this young police officer that they killed at Savannah Park when he came home from Canada, because they heard he was back home. They had been tracking him in Canada for years. And the minute he returned home and he went to this event at Savannah Park, He never had a clue that they were tracking him. And he went to pick up his vehicle and come back and pick up his girlfriend, who apparently was the weak link in his organization because she's the one that gave him up. She had been given information out on him from the time he was in Canada till the time he came back, right? And you the problem is, as I was telling Carlos, is a young man that I'm close to. When he says he's frustrated with Jamaica, they kill his brother, murdered his brother, and he's getting frustrated with Jamaica. And the thing that he wants to be more than anything else is a hitman.
You hear that?
Because what's on his mind? Revenge.
Wow.
Right? Revenge. And let me tell you, there are a lot of young people there who use that route to relieve the tension and the stress that they're feeling behind the murder of family members.
But can that really ease them and ease the tension? Or it's going to be a bigger problem down the road.
I told him, I said, it's going to create more tension.
It's a revolving door.
Yes, I say you never forget the look on somebody's face that you either stab or shoot, right? It stays with you. It's embedded in your mind. You wake up at night and that's the first thing you say. You wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you recall. Right?
We have to find a way. You know, somebody said to me that if I told somebody that there are ways and means of reducing the crime in Jamaica, and there are, right? There are some draconian measures that can be used, but at the same time, any effective measure, you have to have it foolproof. And as you say, you cannot have anybody who are taking things out of context or giving away information. I mean, like that you are, especially the security forces that are working on these situations, or it's going to be counterproductive. We have to find people who are willing to support the legal way of stopping criminals. Okay? And you have to do it as one big initiative. You have to make sure that the police are involved, and I dare say the ones that you can trust to get the job done. Because you can't do it alone. Right? And for example, if these guys are tracking you, you have to know how to deal with it, who to say anything to, who not to say anything to. Because it's so important that we get people to understand that the nation's destiny is in our hands and their hands. Right? That's where you have to go, because if you don't, it's like, farting and doing sorry about it. But yes, you have to get the commitment of the general population out there.
Jamaica biggest problem in Dr. Francis. And
what's the problem?
Jamaica biggest problem, I believe, is corruption from top,
Yes, we know that.
No matter how we are trying to build something, the top is like the foundation. If the foundation is set right, nothing now gonna be strong. Because when I read for my people on my platform, I'm gonna show them where the British ambassador said that Jamaican politician, after his 4-year stint in Jamaica, he did an interview with Observer, and they said Jamaican politicians are bringing in guns and other things, and he also said him a witness. He would go in and he said when Canada and America run this investigation, we come to the same results where Jamaican politicians are bringing in guns and other things. You understand me? Another thing again, I see, Urban Dr. Francis, is that when they are doing when they are giving plea deal in Jamaica, it's just for you to go in and say, my gun. The guilty here and my gun. I'm really shoot them and my gun. When they get a stop on the wrist because I've not to waste the court time. But up here, so a plea deal is where do you buy the gun? Where do you get the bullet from? So you go to the middleman. You give him a plea deal, you go to the middleman, you wire him, you surveil him, Herb know the whole works. And they go to the middleman, you give him the same deal, okay, you grab him, right? And they go all the way to the top. That's how you pull on the whole gun ring, but I'm not hearing from that out of Jamaica. All my hear see them grab the youth, them dirt them, with the gun, them dirt them, or them Senegal prison. But now hear no reverse engineering to find out where the machine come from and who did this and who that to pull down the ring out of Jamaica. So to me, something up at top is not right. It's not like them don't know how crime is fight over here, but something right, my brother.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but you see, you have to be on the premise, you know, that Carlos and everybody that we can do only so much. You have to have people who are committed to the whole cause, right? Because the police, yes, is up. Let's call them, and the politicians are up the top, right? And all of those big wigs are up the top. But remember, they have to have accomplices. You have to either get to the mindset of the population to say, this is enough, right? Killing 4 people or 5 in front of youngsters. We talk about PTSD, the traumatic effect that can have, right? And yet, who is coming out there to bail the cat? Who is going out there? What have you heard? It's just like a walk in the park. We have to have the people of Jamaica getting up and saying, enough is enough.
That's true.
You know, it's not us alone. Enough is enough. We could talk until we're blue in the face, but some of us will never be blue in the face. But if we go out there, we get social media influencers like yourself, Carlos, and others, and they're only talking and retelling the story. Many of those are out there now. They're not saying to anybody, look, who are we going to hold accountable? They're just saying either they're taking one or two sides, PNP or JLP. They're not taking the side of Jamaica, really.
I think we should hold everybody accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
I think if we drip up, everybody will need to drip up our country. Anybody going there and violate, it's about time people fight for her, Jamaica.
But this is like just talking and no action. But let me say this to you, what is important right here, since the 3 of us are here. We are the major part, I would imagine, of call to action. And my view is that we need to get call to action back out there as soon as possible. And talk to other people to go out there on the media and say enough is enough throughout the world, throughout Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. And they have to endorse, as a Jamaica Carlos is talking the truth. It is sad. Nobody is you know how many lives last week? 9, 10? Okay. They miss a week, but the other week they double it. Doesn't make sense. And yes, some people are afraid, but some people have backed it. What if we were to look at one thing, for example, the way they treat people who have licensed firearms in Jamaica? Licensed firearms. What if I were to tell you that many of the people are going there for licensed firearms, ex-soldiers, ex-police, ex-whatever, they have a hard time getting it, and criminals can get licenses. What does that tell you?
They're police in the force. I did video on that. Who can't get license? They're not going to give him permit.
That's the point I'm making.
Police in the force who have a tool, a gun as a tool, cannot get that. So you see what is going on here. And pepper spray and taser is not allowed in the country, right? It's not legal out there. So the people are like a fish in a bowl, fish tank.
Fish out of water.
Yeah, there's a wait for the gunman to come pick them out one.
Well, it's more like a shooting gallery. Because the thing I found was that people are still afraid within the confines of their own homes, right? If they hear gunshots outside, they're not calling anybody. Even if they call the police don't show. It's better, you're better off having King Alarm or Hawkeye or Beryllium as your private security, because they'll come. They're being paid to come to show up.
I agree, though. But here's the thing, Herb. One of our persons listening tonight, Ron, is saying that mental trauma and depression, anxiety disorders, has a high mental capacity or whatever. The fact of the matter is that we all know that, Ron. But the fact, how are we going to resolve these PTSD situations? How are we going to do that? The mental trauma, listen, let me tell you something, my friends. We have to start with the young children. If we want to change Jamaica, we have to make sure that we concentrate on the children as the youngest age as possible, 3 basic school and what have you, and work with the schools from that level in each of the communities in order to change. The information, the statistics are out there, if that's what we're talking about. But also, we have to bring it to the international agencies, the international attention of what is going on in Jamaica, right? Because otherwise, I saw a documentary on Haiti the other evening. I couldn't even watch it all. It was just too much. You see, is that where we're heading? This wonderful country, is that, and for everybody who's listening, is that where we're heading? We don't have anything set up with the diaspora, who has so many people who have expertise to assist in reducing the mental health conditions in the country.
There we go again.
We don't.
There we go again. We have problem up at top. Let me tell you what problem, Dr. Francis. It's until politicians start got prison, we're not going to change them. Them up with Dr. Francis. It's deliberate. Everything we say I go on. Now, you saw Dr. Dawes, the opposition and health came out the other day, and it's basically exposed what is going on with our health, the healthcare in Jamaica. Dr. Dawes go ahead and it told us that the equipment in the hospitals, in our health facilities, them got China go buy the cheapest. Him saying go they go look in him saying God as a doctor, him got China go look so him knows that the equipment them have is the cheapest. And whoever have the contract, the license for buy it in to sell it to the government, mark it up 1,000%. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
No, seriously. God China go buy the cheapest equipment when broke down, and carry it come to Jamaica, sell it to us, the people, the government, mark it up. Imagine you make profit. If you sell water and you profit from the water 1,000%, you're good enough. You can't sell water every time.
Well, you know, Carlos, that's a hell of a point, because what the Integrity Commission is also supposed to look at is all of the outsourcing, the contracting that is being done. But they're so busy dealing with the corruption. And the reason why I have to deal with the corruption first, I've always explained to people, is that no matter how much money you send, how much money is dedicated to programs, I get some feedback.
Feedback, Dr. Francis. Can mute your mic or something?
Yeah.
No matter how much money is dedicated to programs, either by government or by non-profits or by the diaspora, it doesn't matter, because if there's corruption present in the system that you're expecting to do an intake, do a budget, do databasing to demonstrate where monies are going, who's benefiting, all that good stuff. It's not happening, right? And the Integrity Commission cannot keep up with the incidences of corruption because the people are not filing their declarations in a timely manner. They even cut the numbers of people that they have to review by raising up the salary level to still get the key people and forget about some of the other lower ranking staff members. But it's not answering, it's not creating anything to dampen the tremendous corruption that is going on. And so I can say to you that there's movement afoot to try to assist the Integrity Commission and FID in nailing down this Prime Minister and making sure that he does not come out of the box. They put him in a box. If FID does their job, then FID will keep him in that box, because they will go back and look at the history, his history, and where his source of funding came from. And that's all they need to look at this stage. They know that he's been using a lot of funds. There's over 50 million unaccounted for. So if you look at the last report, it's giving you the story from the middle of the chapter, middle of the book, to present. Not even to present, but close to the very end chapters. But they didn't go back and say, here's how this whole thing started. And it's our job, in the task force, to help keep them on track. And we're doing just that. We have several members that are involved in that process. I can't say a whole lot right now, but I'll say more as things progress and come to fruition.
So now, Dr. Francis, so when you have, that's what I'm saying, we have a problem at top, because when you have a prime minister who's asking the judge to remove a part of the Integrity Commission Act that investigates illicit enrichment, to me and my understanding, you're asking the judge for free rein to steal without accountability. Let me make me thief. Let me keep what me have, and don't ask me about not when me got thief in the future. Don't ask me about when we get all of that in the past. Just let me continue down this road.
So we know. Listen,
from top.
Carlos.
Yes, sir.
What you're saying is absolutely correct. But the problem we are having is, although we may identify some of these things, what are we doing about it? What can we do anything about it? Because it's like,
you don't hear Herb talk. You don't hear Herb talk about that move I make. So that's one good news.
Yeah, that's. But the fact of the matter is, until the movement affects someone, a group of people, is not yet made. What I'm trying to say to you is that we need more than one entity. We need a bunch of people to say we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to go out there and we're going to expose what is going on. You understand me? But all over, wherever it is happening, right? And it is quite clear that we can reach out to international agencies.
Hold on, Dr. Francis.
Yes.
Me add on to what you said a while ago. Because from the day, since Trump win, me everybody talk about Trump. You know, me not in a Republican, me not in a Democrat. I mean, me come up for drink, me not count cow. Everybody know me not PNP, me not Labor right. Yeah, right. So when Trump win, me start do some video because a long time I do some soul searching and I do some that I open the people's eyes. I say, all right, Trump win now, everybody worry about, Lord God, Trump win, we'll get the put back on Jamaica.
Right.
Maybe this is time, black people, as Jamaicans, for us to start focus on Jamaica. Maybe it's time we fix up a little rock, because if Jamaica did good, you know, someone wouldn't there, you know. If Jamaica was so good, someone would not bad because Trump win now and we are worried so much what Trump might do. Maybe this is a wake-up call for all of us.
It should be a big wake-up call. Because
so what I want to say, Dr. Francis, is that just it's just we alone on social media talk. You have thousands of people who watch me. Thumbs up, like, share with material, but them not talk. They not say nothing. None of them have none of them bright and smarter, more intelligent than me. More of them more equipped in many different areas than me. So why them not come out and come talk? Maybe this Trump win might make some people think and say, you know what? Maybe we need to start fix up with a soul country. Make we start fight for it. Come see people march and protest in America for white man country. But they will never go on them social media page and put context in regard to their own country. So me I say, who is Trump winner? No, you know, say we're weak. It's like, what can we do?
Listen, it's a good thing you said that, you know. You know how much people run up and down now. I try to get them papers together and to get this together, that together. And immigration attorneys are making the what you call it now? Making, you know, them eating every left, right, and center now.
Yes.
Everybody wants out of themselves. Okay? So I'm saying to you, the same, and you better believe that this is not a joke, you know. This is not a joke. People better get themselves in order, because you know, but look at it, what is going to happen or what can happen. So it's not a joke. So we need to, the same energy that we're putting into this, we should be putting into other things. Because let me say this to you, if we send back a 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 to Jamaica, a serious business that, because some people are going to carry what them have to carry back, and who's going to be down there to take it from them? Or thief, robber. You see what I'm saying? So we have to take care of what ourselves. We have to take care of our home country, our home, and we have to take our home country. And our brothers and sisters, we need to start talking with each other. Okay? Because Jamaica, I am telling you, we have deported people on, you know, there was mass deportation at one stage. And I'm going to call no name because next thing I say is politics. Yeah? No, that's not the issue. The issue is, right now we are under threat in terms of that and other things. And we have to stand together and work together and explain to everybody that we are in one accord. We speak with one voice. You know, when the people call me and ask me, what is the actual thing going on? We don't have to wait for that. We don't have to wait for anybody. We ourselves can go out there and talk about it, and not only that, do something about it. Okay?
Well, my problem.
Yes, my brother.
My problem, Dr. Francis, black people, us, right, from the Caribbean to Africa, we are always at the mercy of somebody.
Yeah.
We always have the mercy. Please do. Let me in, please. Beg you, please. Why? No matter what we have in our country, me one day, when we go wake up, like come here and look on it and I tell my people, as I say, maybe this is time. We fix up Jamaica, nice place, you know.
Jamaica nice.
Jamaica nice, you know. So you know, so some place can't compare, you know. We sit down at foreign, we make them buy off at the beachfront when they drive on the road, they can't see no beach no more, up here wall they look on. We sit down at foreign, make politicians do whatever they want to do. Me now go back down there, man. Then this and that. You understand me? Me say most people just watch bloggers and would never say a word. They can't just go and do it. They can't kill him. They not kill me. They Herb going out there and Dr. Francis go march. And they can't kill them. They can't kill me. That's how we think as people. If Marcus Garvey was thinking so, who would not benefit from him now? Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, they would not think about that. And them never have no rights to a fight for rights back in them days there. But
let me tell you something.
Fighting for rights.
But my brother, Marcus Garvey, I've been trying to exonerate Marcus Garvey from what he killed Philip, right? And we don't have enough people to write to the various presidents and what have you. We only had about 28,000. I think the closest we came to. Can you imagine that? With so many millions of us over here, can you imagine that? Right? And yet we go vote for everybody and what have you, and we could not even form a good coalition to go and say, and we know that Marcus Garvey was framed. We know, right? You don't see yesterday that they brought charges against or suing the CIA, the FBI, and one other agency for a New York state, I think it was, or whichever, for the killing of Malcolm X. Yes, I saw it. Right. The fact of the matter is that it is late, but at least they're doing something. We know that we have the power because we voted. Women voted, 90% of women voted in this last election. So we know that they have it out there, but they don't look at ourselves as a people and work with us to get that type of recognition and autonomy. We give it to somewhere else. Something is wrong with us. We need to focus on ourselves, focus on our people, focus on our country. Because if we are thrown out of this one, it's only that one we can guarantee. Because when I look at it, there are only 11 places in the world that give a certain visa that they can come in and have hope and money to go there. So we can't go there. We can't go there. But we can still go back to Jamaica. So that Jamaicans wake up. Wake up and see what
let me interject a little bit here. The world's biggest diasporas, and I sent that to you. I think both of you should have it. I was shocked when it turned out that the largest diaspora that you have in the world is that of the Guyanese. 36.4% of their population is resident overseas. Mm-hmm. After that is Bosnia and Herzegovina. After that is Albania. After that is Syria. That's the top four. And guess who's number 5 with 28.6% of the population resident overseas? Is Jamaica. Right? So Jamaica and Guyana lead the Caribbean. I don't see no other Caribbean country up there anywhere in the top 10 or top 15 for that matter. So it tells us that a country now like Guyana that is prospering. Last year, I think their revenue was $4 billion from oil and gas. And it's expected to go even higher. Matter of fact, I think in the near future, the projections are in excess of up to $20 billion oil and gas revenue. So Guyana could fund a lot of things in the Caribbean. Guyana only has 700,000 people or less resident in Guyana, a country that is 20 times the size of Jamaica, right? And Jamaica has, call it 3 million, which is 4 times the population of Guyana. So we definitely have some issues. Now, one of the things that we were talking about while I was there was the fact that And that shocked me when I was told this by somebody in the know. It's close to 700,000 Jamaicans over the last 10 years have used the Inter-American Highway to get into the United States and Canada via Mexico. Think about that. Why? And people want to get the hell off the island. You know, that is a big problem right there, and it has to be addressed.
Where is that? Which island? Which one?
Jamaica. Jamaica, yeah.
I know that.
You know, a lot of people, if it's 10 years, let's say average 70,000 people using illicit means to get off the island and get into the United States or Canada. So our people are trying to get away from the island. And we have to try to understand why. But I would prefer to say, again, it's an end result to corruption. You know, one of the things government is responsible for is what? Health and safety. So if you're responsible for health and safety and the people don't feel safe and they're not healthy, and even if they get sick, chances of them dying from some simple disease is exponentially higher than anywhere else. You know, a friend of yours, Doc, I think he's a medical doctor up in Connecticut. Himself and another doctor who frequents Jamaica over the last 20 years wrote a very damning article in the Sunday paper. And they echoed the fact that the Minister of Health, Tufton, has not been visiting any of the clinics to take a look at what ails the clinic and what the shortcomings are and how you can do an immediate intervention to help them meet the demands within the local communities. So again, for a Ministry of Health that is missing out on almost 700 billion Jamaican dollars unaccounted for by the permanent secretary. And on the education side, some 900 billion unaccounted for. All right. These are staggering numbers. And again, a lot of it is tied up with the failure to track and trace adequately the contracts that are out there that were awarded by government. We know for a fact that the Prime Minister of Jamaica handed out over $33 million worth of contracts to his business partner, a fellow named Garvin. Right? But that's just the tip of the iceberg. He allows all his other ministers to do as they damn well please.
You know, I tell you, remember, I just want to say something tonight. I think that we need to come with a comprehensive presentation, maybe tomorrow evening, because, you know, we have our meeting tomorrow evening, and so that people can be aware of some of the things that we are talking about and so on, and we get a greater audience, especially of those persons who have promised this. So I'm going to suggest that it's now after midnight here, and I have to get my beauty rest because I'm not as good looking as you both. So I have to get my beauty rest, and I have to get up tomorrow. So we have to, what I would suggest that we do this and give a specified time tomorrow that we'll be coming back on here to deal with some of those issues for an hour and a half, in the evening, starting at about 8 o'clock. If we can do that.
We're not going to be available. I'll be traveling.
You're traveling tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got a West Coast.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Coast to coast.
Okay, good, good, good. Well,
Drive,
so
drive.
driving on drive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, drive.
You're a better man than me.
Well.
So
When will you be back?
About a week.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we need to talk then because you know I was due to go there myself, but we'll talk.
Hey, you wanna come with me?
No,
Can't drive.
I have to. I have medical things that I have to deal with. So, but I can say this that yeah, we're going to have to do something like this because that was what we were planning when we were planning to do the launch, so that we can tell people what we are currently doing. There's so many interesting things that we are doing. So, all right. So you won't be available tomorrow.
No, me at the park. I'm at the park. Me I leave before daylight. Cause me should have gone from last night. You know. Okay. Me already tell the people them already. So me I'll take them along the journey. I'll be stop in different states and what have you. Me I go live and show them what's going on. Okay, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, yes. You've been there. You've done that. Like myself, that same route is very, very familiar to both of us. So have a great time. Enjoy yourself and what have you, and keep us, you know, posted. And as I said, I will be letting you send you a couple of texts because, you know, to get a few things, you know, introduce to some people across there and you don't know.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Let me know what's up, man.
Sounds good.
Yes. So
well, we will talk further on that matter then, as I said, because you know it makes no, you know, right now we kind of a belly in the cat. You have to get up early, and it's now 12:15. I don't know if none of you realize that.
Company, I look Dr. Francis Pagabed. See you later.
No. I have to because I have a lot of things to do tomorrow on my agenda. Yeah, and you know, and this was not pre-planned, so you know, but we will carry it on tomorrow somehow, some way.
Love that. Thank you for coming on, my brother. You know, so I'm planning on me just send an invitation. Me early me just send an invitation. You know, cause you know, bring you on, and you know, I would long to see your face and all the good.
No problem.
Have a wonderful night, Doc.
Yeah, man. You too. All the very best. Okay.
Yes,
good.
Man.
All right, Herb. We'll
okay. We can talk about that thing tomorrow. But
tomorrow, yes. I'll leave you early enough tomorrow.
All right.
Debbie, I know you're out there listening. We'll talk tomorrow morning, okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, Carlos, take care. Have a great day.
Brother. Have a wonderful night and thanks for coming on.
Okay, my brother. Take care. Anytime. Good. Bye.
Yes. So, Herb, I don't know if you hear about them Jamaicans that them all over Belize there. They deny landing because them not all right. I read about it before because what Jamaicans don't know, Belize did change some laws over there before now. It's not since Trump come in. I read that before and I did video on it. Say the Belizean government changed some laws because they realize that Jamaicans are use them place to come in. That's where them start them trek, go through the jungle, find themselves in the desert. I think I read about 60 miles worth of walking, Herb, if I'm not mistaken, what I read, right? Yeah. 60 miles worth of jungle and desert to get to the border. So these Jamaicans did not have, let me read about it. Jamaicans denied entry into Belize. Some of the people understand, and there's new laws since Trump come in, because I did video on this already. All right. A man who broke his leg while attempting to evade immigration officials is among 11 Jamaicans denied entry into Belize during the period November 4 to 11. The Department of Border Management and Immigration Services said it had also refused the entry of 4 Brazilian nationals during the same period. It said the 15 foreigners are being housed at the Global Village Hotel under guard pending repatriation, so they must send them back home. According to the department, the 11 Jamaicans, including 5 children, had arrived on November 11 aboard a Copa Airline flight from Panama. They were deemed inadmissible for reasons ranging from the lack of return tickets to their countries of origin, traveling with minors without proper legal documentation, and provided invalid accommodation details. The authorities said the 8 Jamaicans had listed an address for their place of stay, but upon investigation, it was found to be housing, business, and water taxi service, but no known hotel. Additionally, some hotel bookings were found to have been made with fraudulent credit cards. The government of Belize, through the Department of Border Management and Immigration Services, remains vigilant on the number of Jamaicans among other nationals that are using Belize as a transit point to reach to the United States and Canada. The suspected smuggling of anyone, particularly minors, through Belize will under no circumstances be countenanced. The acting port commander has informed the Department of Human Services on the matter of the children in custody and said the statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Immigration. So, them say one of the man jump out at a window and broke him foot. 3 of the Jamaican nationals have since filed for judicial review regarding the inadmissibility. You see, Jamaica fight. They want to go back to Jamaica, you know. Urban that we're talking about.
They don't want to go back. Listen, keep this in mind, you know. Panama was amongst the first country that started blocking Jamaicans from using their airport and their other country facilities to make it up the Inter-American Highway. Because if you get to Panama, you should be able to get up the Inter-American Highway with the help of smugglers. Now, what they're saying here is interesting. You know, while we're finding out, a lot of the people that are entering the United States with kids, with young kids, they have a lot of bogus paperwork to show that the kids belong to them, right? But it seems like anybody from Jamaica, what they're going to do is do a DNA test. And it's showing up that these kids don't really belong to them. But you have a better chance of getting into the U.S. for now if you have kids with you or if you're bringing your wife with you, right? That is why these kids are with them. I see 5 kids that they're holding or turning back. But they need to start checking on these kids because there's some human trafficking involved.
So if the parents will come down the document for the picnic, not at all?
Yeah, because they're being trafficked. They're borrowing somebody else's kids to get into the country. That's exactly what they're doing. We had that conversation in Jamaica.
Borrow other people's kids.
Yep. To make it into the United States. And then they can hand off the kids to whatever relatives are in the US. Right? The kids get the opportunity to stay, right? And if they don't get the chance to stay, then they can return home to their regular families. Now, the scary thing is, with Trump winning, he's made it very plain there's a whole lot of people going to get bounced.
But Herb, did you know that since Trump win, the caravan start again? It's funny. It's funny as much as Trump.
But they're going to be. You see, they can run that caravan until the 19th of January. Hope that they get in before then. Then get in the country and make themselves small, because unless you can disappear within the United States.
For 4 years, though.
Yeah.
Because Trump can't go run again. Right? So they can wait on the staff of, hey, but listen to this other case here, Herb. We talk about the people and the judicial review. 3 Jamaicans are filed for judicial review over there in Belize.
Right.
I was saying I want to go to Jamaica. But listen to this other Jamaica, how desperate he is. One of the Jamaicans who was denied entry is a 37-year-old man who broke his leg after jumping through a window in an attempt to evade immigration officers.
Yep.
The man and 2 other Jamaicans have since retained attorney Norman Rodriguez and filed for judicial review. So if I want them will file for judicial review too. Broke him leg and a file for judicial. Why? Then now go back.
Well, and this is what is so stunning to me. Matter of fact, the person that gave me the numbers is the government person, and he says it's like the number is closer to 750,000 Jamaicans who have left the island and are coming up. And he spoke about the amount. He says, even though wives are traveling with husbands, they have to give up their bodies to ensure that the coyote take them across.
Jaja.
There's a lot of women getting different forms of VD and stuff from these coyotes, right? The women fear better than the men.
But the woman have something to give.
That's right. Unless you run into some homosexual coyote.
Jaja.
I don't know. But the bottom line is it's getting rough. And I have yet to understand if they save up $10,000 to make that trip or borrow it, only to have Trump promptly toss them out of the country.
You get worse for them because they're probably old people at Jamaica.
They're old people and they won't be able to pay the money back. You know, and it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate that it's come down to that. You know.
So, but the thing that surprised me is the caravan, because these people hear Trump a cha iron and a bite up battle about immigration, right?
Yeah.
But as them hear say Trump win, them a come.
Look, the man says he's going to recreate the separation at the border again. Who the hell wants to put their personal family members through this? Unless they come in with these kids who have been trafficked.
You're going to take one of the kids again. So all the people who vote for Trump, let's give them a hand.
Yeah.
Give them a run of applause.
Hey, they're proud.
You see,
They're proud to bring this joker back.
Hey, we will see, man. We will see. Yeah. Let's see, man. You know, take away baby, put them in cages. We'll see. But we say, despite all of that, I was surprised to see it's like Venezuela open up. The whole of Latin America open up and them come at the border. Because the people must say them come in, they must take a chance. Yeah? Because remember, the last time Trump did there, not everybody there are people still slip through the cracks. You know, what for them?
Yeah.
Because remember at that time, even Trump have illegal immigrant at Mar-a-Lago. It was said in the news, right?
Mar-a-Lago, as well as his golf course up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right? At his personal home up in New York.
Yeah, of illegal immigrants. So
the man is a hypocrite. We're talking about illegals and he has them working for him, right? And you have seen on 60 Minutes and other TV programs, they interview all these people and ask them how was it working for him. So we know it's not a false story. We know it's for real, right? But the thing that is going to be crushing to the citizens of Jamaica who are doing this is when they turn back and they can't pay back the money that they borrowed or the money that is saved up. They could have invested in a piece of land, grow their own food, put up 1 or 2 bedroom place.
Well, boy, me go back to the island, I hold out the money, I go on different part of the island. But things until you get the money to pay back. But the things say they're foreign.
Yeah. The island too small, Carlos. That's the problem. They find you. You know?
And let's say if you hide somewhere, if you owe that type of money and go back to Jamaica and get deported,
Yeah. Look, with the highway system now, going from St. Thomas, Moran Point to Negril Point, gonna be a matter of an hour and a half. Right? Once they finish that thing completely, because remember, the highway coming from Port Antonio all the way around into Kingston. So that means they can use the northern highway that goes from east to west, and they can get into St. James. They're going to finish up the leg that takes you all the way around into Hanover and Westmoreland, and probably still come around into back to Mandeville. Right? We see a lot of progression in Jamaica. A lot of good things happening for those in the upper middle class and what we would call rich people. But it's not happening for the small man. Right? That's why so much frustration is there. That's why people want to get the hell off the island. And then when you see a prime minister who has lined his pockets and continue to line his pockets, and the fact that he has these ministers of government doing the same, and when they get caught, he doesn't take any really adverse action against them. He's leaving it up to the FID, and who controlled the FID in the past was the Ministry of Finance. That's who they work for, right? So if you're waiting for them to do something dramatic with the, what's his name, the former Minister of Education,
Roy Reid,
or the Wheatley from MSET, Ministry of Science, Energy, and Technology, if you're waiting on them people to go down as an example, it's not going to happen. Right? They're going to run out the clock.
We're not getting an investigation on the $1.7 trillion. We don't know what's up with that.
I mentioned the two parts of that tonight, which was health and education. Right? They have used up funds in those ministries at the expense of those young people, and in the health sector at the expense of everybody, right? And Lachlan, that's a good point. When they deport all the illegals, Jamaica is going to be hit hard. The impact will be felt in Jamaica, and the diaspora is going to have to come to their rescue. Right? Now, keep in mind now, the diaspora people who have convictions, could be misdemeanors, could be felonies. Trump is looking to get rid of those citizens who are in that position.
I told them on this platform, I've been telling them long time, him and Stephen Miller try to interfere with legal immigration. Remember me tell you guys that? Continental Herb.
Yeah. So if he can get rid of Jamaican criminals in the United States who are U.S. citizens, they're going to work on that. It's only a matter of time that's going to come around.
Yeah, but maybe to the pastor in a church, but you get in a trouble. 18, 21, you're a 70-year-old man sitting on your veranda now in a rocking chair. If he feel like get rid of you, him don't.
Yeah. It's a lose-lose situation with Trump in there now. Because immigration, or if you break the law otherwise, you're going to be prosecuted. And one leads to the other. Prosecution, deportation. right? So, where's the winning strategy when you pick up and leave home to come here to the U.S.? We speak earlier talking about the plea bargaining system and all that stuff. Chuck is very excited that the plea bargaining in Jamaica is working finally. They introduced it March 2020, and it's now making inroads in 2024, right? Lawyers love it because it makes their job very easy, right? People are negotiating a plea deal that's to their advantage. Nobody negotiates a disadvantage plea deal, dropping one or more charges, reducing a charge to a less serious offense. All of these things is happening, right? And folks are getting away with murder literally, right? A lot of people, if you look back at the case with Vybz Kartel, he got off, no doubt about that. And it cannot be, there's no double jeopardy. So he's going to be doing well, right? So you have all these situations that have come up, and you have the office of the DPP that is dormant. Why? Because you have two people serving in that position, and nobody has taken the lead when it comes to law and order, right? These cases where the citizens of Jamaica are not being served by government agencies, such as the Office of the DPP, right? They're going to have problems. They're going to have all kinds of issues. And we see a new election coming up next year. And that does not mean that all of these issues are going to go away, because we don't know what Mark is going to do. We haven't heard him say he's going to put everybody in jail that's pending a charge. He hasn't said that. And we see the JLP running out the clock on the former Minister of Education and the former Minister of Science, Energy and Technology.
Yeah, man, I want 4 more years to make sure the clock really run out.
That's it. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
I see how they keep wholeness upon a pedestal, because if they're not making the kind of money wholeness is making, then you're going to have some jealousy in there where somebody's going to come out and try to get rid of him. He is making a ton of money, and the rest of the party members are not. They're making money. Don't get me wrong. They're coming to government to make a profit. It's just that wholeness is just in your face, bare face.
Yeah, raw.
With all of this money, I could not give a damn about anybody else except himself.
But for the man put the wife in the office, say man that's bare face there. We talk already now, say that man is not no shame. That man is like in the ghetto when they used to go a standpipe. You used to have a man, the man that come to a trip naked on the standpipe before look up pick the old people, and be down there,
Yeah.
Herb, you know the ghetto herb, where you come from herb, familiar with the ghetto life. Some man in the community, grown man them, not shame. Down a standpipe, a soap up between look up pick before look up pick that everybody. So I just believe, say, I saw that brother they go on, brother. Not shame. And whatever man like that, it's bad. It's bad. You can't beat him in a submission. You can't talk him in a submission. Him just stubborn and do what he want to do.
Well, the other aspect of the trafficking is the sex trafficking, right? Because there is a lot of, how can I put it, pedophiles in Jamaica. And the fact is, there are a lot of tourist sex trafficking happening in Jamaica. Right. We know about the women and the prostitution and young men and prostitution. But the question has to be asked, who's trafficking these young kids? Now, one American, as far as I know, possibly two, have been prosecuted and have been sent away for a long period of time. Something my friend used to run HSI in Jamaica fought for. Because before this, when you were trafficking kids and having sex with underage kids in Jamaica, you weren't getting no more than 6 months in jail and then they kick you out of the country. But now they're applying real harsh sentences. And even though you may serve, say, 5 years or 10 years in Jamaica, when you leave Jamaica and come back to the United States, they charge you again. Because the U.S. has a law against you having sex with minors overseas.
So why Jamaica don't have the same law as Jamaica? Because I just did a video on this the other day where either yesterday or the day before yesterday, this cab driver, this Jamaican, was overseas, some small island, and get involved in taking one of him from a woman, right? He got a prison for it, for gripping. So him get deported back to Jamaica. When he come to Jamaica, Herb, there was no tail on the man, there was no tracking on the man. The man was allowed to drive taxi. So this teacher got missing. You hear everybody about that?
I know the case.
Yes. Teacher come missing, that means if you're a care teacher, you're a care student. Yeah. And you come from overseas, get deported for what? And the sexual registry list in Jamaica is private.
Well, we did ask U.S. Senator Tim Kaine to have a Western Hemisphere-wide list of predators. All the sexual predators who have been either convicted or tried, to keep them listed, right? They come up with something else that fall below what we're asking for. And we're telling them it's not good enough, that we need the immigration, like in Jamaica. PICA should be aware having that list, because we get a lot of Latin Americans coming down to Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Then the U.S. border people need to be aware, and every other Caribbean island need to have that same database showing who are the predators in the entire Western Hemisphere. And if they're coming from outside in Europe or Asia or wherever they're coming from, if those police departments can submit their stuff ahead of time, ahead of their arrival, then somebody's got to track and trace them while they're in the country. Yeah. Because if you don't have the track and tracing methodologies down, you're going to have problems. You're going to expose your citizens to being raped, being molested. And, you know, the American guy that was convicted in Jamaican court, you know what he told the police? That he has a friend who came down and had sex with underage young ladies. And he was told it's the easiest thing in the world.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. The police was outside the house where he was having sex with the underage girl. They didn't move it until the next morning.
Wow.
So they were setting that up. right? They were setting up that scenario.
It's the same white guy who was saying that it was all about social media, say it was innocent and stuff.
Yeah, that's him.
Eh?
That's him, man. He was talking to our good friend Lonesome. Gave Lonesome an interview. Yeah.
So hold on, how long them give him?
I think it's in excess of 10 years. I've been trying to look it up, but I'll find it.
I remember that story.
Yeah. Him and there's another guy either before him, just before him, that they put on trial too. But I think he was much more. He was luckier. Let me put it that way. He didn't get such a long stretch, but I know that the HSI and the embassy has been encouraging Jamaica to be come down hard on these jokers. Maybe they're finally gonna get the message out that they mean business, that they're gonna put people away for long periods.
So that case, Herb, because I read about that case before, and I think I did that video on that on Facebook. But what happened to the parents?
The parents who should be charged. Look, here's my thing. If you lack discipline in your system, and I'm going to make it simple, driving, you have some mad people while I was there driving, they get on the outside lane of a line of traffic, speeding down the road as if they're in the other lane and it's going in the same direction, and it's not.
I see
right? That. So if you abuse the laws of the country, the most common abuse is road traffic laws, right? All these other laws pertaining to truancy, whether your kid is in school or not, or knowing where your kids are. All these other laws where they allow, where you had that, and if you remember the video when the uncle brought his young
to the
hotel room, and it was a setup.
Sting operation.
Mm-hmm. They need to run more sting operations like that, and we've told them this over and over. We allow outsiders to abuse the hell out of our population.
I just mentioned it a couple of days ago. The uncle brought his niece, white man, in a hotel room for cellar.
Yeah, underage too.
Underage.
Yeah.
But the man have camera set up. It was a sting operation.
And you most definitely, look, it should not take NBC or any other US station to come down to Jamaica and set up this sting operation. The Jamaican TV channel, CVM and TVJ, they can do it themselves. Work with the police and do it. And I'm not just talking about setting up tourists. You have some serious predators in Jamaica's midst.
Yeah. If a man, if you go, me know it's not hard, you know. Me know, say once you go up on the beach, I tell someone, say, yo, one white boy up there, so, you know. If they want to go 13-year-old, you know. Yeah. Somebody will say, yeah, me know somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody will say, me know somebody.
Because they are pimping out some underage person to those people for money, right? And they don't want credit cards; they want cash. That's the gospel truth. They pimp them. They would sell their mothers down the river if it come down to it.
On a lion.
Or the young sister or cousin or niece or whatever. It's not, and I hate to say this, some people are just naturally hungry Carlos. When I say hungry, I mean they have no money. They don't eat no food. And I think I've told this before, that one of the reasons we start these soccer academies, if nothing else, is to be able to feed the kids over a weekend. And I know you talk about these things before. There's some hungry households in Jamaica.
Oh yes.
And they need help. And they're being utilized, misutilized, abused, all kinds of stuff happening to them. And that's why these people in a panic head up to Costa Rica or head to Panama or head to Colombia or wherever they can walk across. If it means they're going to walk 40, 50 miles through the jungle to get where they want to get to, they're going to do it.
All right, but you have some people up the line, they're uptown there in their garrison, we get them house burned down, and I like some of the people in a couple years ago, or a year and something with them house, them light them house with fire with them, and when them run out of the house, them fire bullets and them kill some of them and come out of the house. Remember that?
Yeah.
When people are going through certain type of trauma like that, you want to tell me, say, if there's anything Coyote can do them worse than the ghetto, them are go.
Yeah.
Nothing, they will jump out a window, broke up their foot like what happened. We just read a while ago.
Monday, yeah.
They were dying in the desert.
That's nothing to them. Matter of fact, if they have to cross the border and they bring them in, the first thing they get is take them to the hospital, right? And the hospital going to make sure that when you leave there a lot better than when you came in, right? I know most people might have heard the story before, but if you go to that hospital and you need a dialysis, hospital can't release you. They have to keep you there and dialyze you, right? And if immigration can prove that if they ship you out, that you're going to be eligible for dialysis in your country, and we know that it's not available to people without insurance in Jamaica, they're going to keep them there and dialyze them as dialysis.
Not Trump, Remember the last time under Trump, all people in a sick bed get deported. Don't forget.
Well, that's the difference. That's the difference.
In a hospital bed, you get deported. Man of their war, his wife get deported from America. Man go fight in the country, get sent home.
Well, we know Trump does not respect the military, right? He was a coward himself. He didn't volunteer. I know I'm waiting for that Jamaican, who is the U.S. ambassador in Kingston. The only thing I heard good that he has done was providing funds for hurricane recovery. Other than that, all the other stuff, the sufferings that's going on, I don't know what interventions he has directed the USAID or anybody else to do down there in Jamaica. People are leaving the country, Carlos, because they can't stand it anymore. They're too hungry. They don't have the good schools. Their lives are at risk every day. Crime, yeah. It's bad. It's bad when we have to face off with those things on a daily basis. I just go there on a visit, and the amount of warnings I get. If I was listening to the U.S. government and the places you couldn't drive around by Stadium, up Mountain View Avenue, around by Cassava Peace, right, down there in Maypen, These are all the places I got relatives, right? And you tell me I can't drive there. So the bottom line is you have to defy the fate in a way, and you have to take the bull by the horns, and you have to go into those communities and try to work with somebody who's trying to do good. We have to find those people, and we have to help them. If we're going to make our mark, we're going to have to be proactive.
Well, Herb, my brother, it was a wonderful blessing having you on here tonight. Dr. Francis was here briefly, but all bull want to bed go sleep.
Well, we still have Debbie out there going strong.
Debbie Joyce, Lachlan.
Yeah,
man, them are warrior, man. Them, Lachlan and them man, they are, and they are serious. Not people, and So
the last thing I'll say about my trips, the 2 trips I made, it's very obvious to me that the people of Jamaica need to vote on their future. Andrew Holness cannot call for new elections fast enough. He should not be allowed to change a single rule that the Integrity Commission operates under. Right?
Do you think it's possible what the judge, what is he asking the judge for? Is it possible?
If the judge is corrupt, yeah. And we know there are judges, corrupt judges down there. They're not all saints. But we believe from the time we formed Call to Action is that you can force the judiciary, when you do the write-up and you have the correct lawyers, you can force them to do the right things. And you can make the government back down.
So that judge do a wrong ruling. If the judge rule, is there any way in the future that it can be looked at and revisit that judge?
Keep in mind the full Court of Appeals and the Privy Council is still there. And the fact is, if the opposition party is going to sponsor the legislation in the future, they're the ones that are going to take the case forward to get a ruling from the Court of Appeals.
The Privy Council. I don't think the white guy is going to go for that. So the white guy ain't going to go to allow.
Yeah. I mean, look, I hate to say it, but they have saved our bacon, our people's bacon, when the exposure for them is too great. And what I mean by that is, if it's obvious, if they make a certain ruling that's suspect, they're going to be looked at harder by the local investigative journalists in England. Because they do follow it, right? I didn't think they would follow it as closely, but they do. And they write about it too. And they'll call out certain people.
So based on what the PNP say, it looks like them willing to take this case here. If the judge rule in Andrew's favor all the way to the Privy Council, I don't see no reason why.
Right. They would have to. Andrew, to me, is not a favorite of this UK government. Nor, as I can see, they say he's in the pocket of the US government. I'm testing that now to see if that's true. But somebody got to take action against this man. Right? He can't be allowed to line his pockets and walk away from Olympic Gardens when them people down there suffering like hell. There's no way that should happen.
Bare face. And imagine, as a prime minister, you are asking the judge to remove the part of the act that investigate illicit enrichment, criminal enrichment. So what you setting? What kind of example you setting for them to scam them?
Yeah.
What kind of example that Herb? I think that is almost impossible. What? Think about the precedents. Nenasal said that the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee, Integrity Commission, but it will be a precedence. We are telling you to chop on them say. But anyway, Herb, may I go sleep? Come here, I go West Coast tomorrow.
All right, I know you're getting tired, brother.
And
Larkland is saying the ruling is only to decide if they should take the case. It reminds me of Rattigan's case. The ruling should have been to establish a charge and come up with an appropriate prosecution, right, against the people who need to be prosecuted. But we can always come back and fight the battle another day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Herb, thank you, my brother. Must I say, thanks for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here, Larkland, David Jervis, and everybody in the comment section. They are Easy Jerk, Rural, Ron Wanless. Manners and respect to each and every one of us tonight. Guys, as usual, me a student in the class. Make sure the comments make sense in every sentence. For the first time on the platform, you like the work, you like the presentation, go ahead and subscribe and make this platform your home. Thank you so much for watching, people. Herb, thank you so much, my brother. Any last word? Any final count?
Well, look, it's good to have been down there and so many eye-openers that hit you. But our people are standing strong, although they're being tested on a daily basis, right? But I can only pray and encourage them to stand strong and don't be overwhelmed by evil, because there's some evil people down on that island that don't mean people any good. Yeah,
that's true.
So, thank you, Debbie. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Manners and respect. My name is Jamaican Carlos. I'm out.
I hear man talk all kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie. Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, you know. Me not like people tell life for me. I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and he's a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Wafi money in no money, wafi at you in no at you. Covid money miss away in the yellow rat you. Use the youth them on the base for most a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take this spit of money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him a got up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption please.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't pull me again. You can't pull me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't pull me again.